So I came across something kind of strange. What on earth is that? It's like under all of these leaves. I mean, what is that? Do I really have to trash these plants? Good morning, all. I am just in my little grow space checking in on some eggplants that I potted up yesterday. They were all seedlings that came out of here. And so I separated them out from there and put them in little 3-inch pots, 4-inch pots. And over here, I'm still waiting for 3 of them to come up because I didn't get any coming up. And there are a couple others that didn't quite have true leaves yet, so I'm letting those grow on a little bit longer. Anyhow, so they are doing good. I just have the fan on for a little bit. I like to have the fan blowing on them because, you know, indoors there's no wind and you need a little bit of wind resistance so that their stems can grow strong. If they don't have anything to kind of give them resistance, they don't have any reason to build their stem muscles per se. So I just have it on for a little bit in the morning and a little bit in the evening. I know some people have theirs on all day long, but as you can see, the force of my fan is a little bit stronger. So I might look into getting one that blows more gently, and also one that oscillates is probably better so I don't have to keep moving it around where I want it to blow. Down here I've got my foxgloves. They are doing well. My peppers. Peppers. So I kind of had this incident about a week and a half ago now, maybe 2 weeks. It's been a couple weeks. That's right, because I didn't release a video last week. Well, you guys saw at the beginning of my video, I showed you what I found on the bottom side of some of the leaves. Well, what I didn't show you is that after I saw those crystallized sugar-looking particles under the leaves, and some of them, there were quite a bit, I guess I more or less panicked, thinking they were larvae of something or some disease or whatever. I Googled it, I tried to research it, but the only thing I found online was stuff about aphids, and that definitely was not anything to do with aphids. But I guess I used like the wrong keywords to bring up what I was looking for in the Google search. So what I did was I clipped off all of what I thought were infected leaves. And no joke, you guys, I mean, I don't know if you can see these guys in the back. They're starting to grow back now, but I left only their initial cotyledon leaves on there, and then everything else was like snipped off, except for leaves that looked like they were unaffected. So a lot of these guys were super barren. And then I put them in a big 2-gallon Ziploc, as I thought I was quarantining them. Well, later that night as I laid in bed, just all distressed about my peppers, I continued to research, and that's when I found out it was actually just something called edema. And that just meant that I not only overwatered my peppers, but I flooded them out like all at once, because truthfully, I kind of let my peppers dry out. And then I filled the bottom of the tray with water, but then to ensure they were fully watered, I was also watering from the top. So I essentially pushed out like all the oxygen in the soil, which is something the roots need. Roots actually need the oxygen to help uptake the nutrients from the soil, but the soil was so oversaturated that they couldn't really do that, and it stressed them out, and then they formed those little crystals called edema. So anyhow, edema isn't really harmful to the plants per se. Had I left them alone, they would have just continued to grow. And well, I just needed to basically be a little more consistent with watering a little bit every few days as opposed to flooding them all at once in the way that I was doing. So don't make the mistake that I did. Don't freak out and clip all your leaves or think that you need to trash your plants and start over, which I seriously almost did. But luckily, after realizing my mistake, I just figured, well, people top their peppers all the time, so let me just hold on to them for now and see what happens. And I'm glad I did, because they are growing back, and I'm hoping means they're gonna grow back even stronger than before, and so far that seems to hold true. This one right here is probably the slowest growing, but it's still growing back. This one in the back, look at that, all those leaves. Now there are actually 3 plants missing from here, and those are moved over to my greenhouse because they're getting kind of tall. Like this guy over here, you see how the leaf is curling on the top? That's because it's too close to the light. So I'll probably move that one out into my greenhouse as well. But the others are doing okay, and I definitely learned from my mistake. And edema can happen to pretty much any plant that you're growing in the house. So, you know, tomatoes, probably eggplants too, whatever. So don't stress. When you see something unusual, definitely look to someone more experienced or do a little bit more thorough research. Don't just immediately think the worst like I did, which is unusual because usually I'm a little bit more level-headed about things and think things logically, but just not in this case. But live, learn, and grow, right? So anyways, I just wanted to show you guys an update on those. And then also, look, my giant sunflower sprouted. So I don't know if I've talked about it before. Actually, no, I don't think I have. There is this thing that Black Gumbo started, Scott Head. He calls it the Single Seed Challenge. And I know they kind of started a couple months ago already for 2023, but it's something where it's not really a contest against anybody else. It's actually more for us growers to just essentially stop and smell the roses. You know, sometimes we get so carried away with growing things and production and all the stuff going on that we don't stop and enjoy the process. Well, at least I guess a lot of seasoned gardeners don't, but I'm still at that stage where I find everything fascinating, and you guys know that I think seedlings and sprouts are super cute, and I like all the process of the growing. So, but anyways, so the single seed challenge is just to pick something that you've grown before or haven't grown, and you just follow the progress of that seed from seed to harvest, I guess you'd say. So what I chose is this giant sunflower that I actually ordered from Lazy Dog Farms. So thank you, shout out to Lazy Dog Farms. I'm really excited to grow a ginormous sunflower in my garden and watch those sunflower heads turn with the sun, and just, I don't know, sunflowers make me happy. It's just a big, bright, beautiful smiley face of a flower. So anyway, if you haven't joined yet, it would be something for you to join. Just pick something in your garden and start one seed. I mean, it doesn't mean that you can only grow one single seed. Like, I got 10 seeds total. I'm gonna probably plant a few more of them, but I'm just picking one of these 2 guys here, and I'll give them a name and we'll follow them through their entire growth process. So I think that'll be fun. So anyways, you guys, I do have a couple other videos that I'm still editing, so look forward to those. And till then, see y'all later. Take care.